Hello everyone, patching into today's first video, going to have a look at the weather next 10 to 14 days. For today's first video, day 10 will take us around the 3rd of September. We're also going to have a look at what's happening with Storm Francis. Yes, we've got another named storm after Storm Ellen. The back end of last week, we now have Storm Francis developing in the Atlantic. That's going to give us another battering of severe gales and heavy rain overnight tonight and into tomorrow, so we'll have to bring you up to date with what's going on with that in the first part of the video. And we'll have a look at surface feature at the end of the video over the next 4 weeks as well, so it's going to be a bit of an extended. We're also looking at what's going on in the tropical Atlantic as well, so it is going to be a bit of an extended video. This one, there's a lot going on, there's a lot to talk about. Just to say that coming up later on today, I did want to get in the USA update and also the bank holiday update, but I don't think I'm going to have time to do those two, so we'll do the USA update and we'll probably do a bank holiday update tomorrow. I think we'll probably do the bank holiday update tomorrow night, but USA update will be coming up like early this evening UK time, I suppose. Now, if I do anything else, I better bring you up to date what's happened with the poll. So, you know, I've been running a poll on the GavsWeatherVids YouTube community page asking which historic weather video you want to see. Had two choices on Bank Holiday Monday, which is likely to be a week today. Had two choices: autumn winter 2013-2014 or autumn and winter 1993-1994. Two very different autumn and winters. 2013-14 very stormy and wet, of course. 93-94 a cold autumn, very cold autumn actually, but not an overly cold winter. Well, it's been running very, very close, regularly like 50-50, absolutely nothing in. I was thinking that Mrs. P might have to appear in a video today and pull out the year, because I thought that's the only way we'd be able to decide it. But just in the depths, the depths of the poll in the last few hours, 93-94 just pulled ahead. It just managed to pull ahead, and so we have got a winner, and the winner is 1993-1994. So on Monday next week, you will be seeing a historic weather video for the autumn and winter of 1993-1994. 52% to 48%. That has won by. If you voted for 2013-14, obviously to be so close, a lot of people must have voted for 2013-2014. If you voted for that, then I can promise you will be seeing that very soon as a historic weather video. I can't say exactly when. I'm not sure if it'll be for Christmas, because I like to do something a little bit more seasonable for the Christmas one. But certainly you will see 2013-14 very, very soon. I can promise you that. So if you went for 13-14, that will be a historic weather video within like the next few months. Definitely will be. But the one we'll be doing on Monday will be 93-94, as that has proven to be the winner. Thank you so much everybody for taking part in this poll. It's been very, very interesting to see how close it's been. I didn't expect it to be that close, actually. I thought 2013-14 would probably win quite easily, because I will think a lot of people have forgotten 93-94, might not be that interested in that year. But yeah, so I'm quite surprised by how close it's been. I've had 186 votes on this, so had a lot of people getting involved in it. It has been quite exciting. Big thank you to everybody for taking part in the poll, and congratulations to those who went for 93-94. Commiserations to those that went 2013-14. But we will do that very shortly. I know one or two people have suggested that I do both together. You quite like to see both of them, but I just don't have the time to do two historic weather videos, really. These take a lot of getting together. They take a lot of preparation. I have to get the charts up. I have to get all of the information from Trevor Harley's website, and I have to go through the notes and familiarise myself with the storyline of the season. So the historic weather videos always take a lot of planning, a lot of working out, and I've got so many other updates to do this week, but I just don't have time to do two of them together. So it did have to be either one or t'other. And the one we're going to do is 93-94, but 2013-14 will be showing up as a historic weather video before too much longer. Right, so let's get on with the video then. I'm going to start off by having a look at what's happening with the tropical Atlantic. So we've got two tropical storms at the moment. We've got Marco just here. We've got Laura just here. Marco is currently giving maximum sustained winds of 50 miles per hour, minimum set pressure of 1,005 millibars, moving northwest at 10 miles per hour. If we click on Marco, if we click on it and go to warnings and static images, we can see that this tropical storm is going to move on to the Louisiana coast in like the next 24 hours. So moving on to the Louisiana coast and then over towards Texas, again sticking to the coast, becoming a post-tropical depression by the middle of the week off the coast of Texas. We can also see Laura. So Laura is giving maximum sustained winds of 65 miles per hour, and tropical storm Laura is forecast to, let's have a quick look at what Laura's going to do. So tropical storm Laura is forecast to become a hurricane by tomorrow. Currently tropical storm there around the Dominican Republic, become a hurricane tomorrow, and then hitting the Louisiana coast of the Louisiana Gulf Coast as we go through from Wednesday through to Thursday. This looks like it'll be a Category 2 hurricane hitting the Gulf Coast there. So Marco first, then Laura, both in very similar areas. So if anybody's watching this, like on the Gulf Coast around Louisiana, eastern parts of Texas, maybe Mississippi, also possibly Alabama, on that Gulf Coast, anybody is there watching this, then do heed the warnings from the National Hurricane Centre. 2 impacts to come within 2 days. It is going to be a wild time on the Gulf Coast. We've got our own wild time coming up, courtesy of Storm Francis, though, in the next few days. Nothing like the hurricane that's going to be hitting the Gulf Coast later on in the week, of course, but we have got a pretty wild time of it. These are the wind gust forecast from the arpege model via the Weather Outlook. So let's have a very quick look at these. So pretty light winds today, nothing much happening in terms of winds today. It's a calm before the storm, really. But overnight into the early hours, we see this storm really picking up. The wind gusts really start to get going overnight into tomorrow morning. So this is 9 a.m. tomorrow, where we're seeing gusts up this western side going up to like 50, 60 miles per hour. Stronger gusts than that out to the south of Ilam, up to 70 miles per hour. Most 70 mile an hour gusts then through the course of tomorrow transfer in across England and Wales. Here we go again, very much the same areas, but we're hit on Friday, Thursday night and Friday. Again, we see the wind gusts there widely going up to like 50, 60 miles per hour, in excess of 60 miles per hour, so 70 mile an hour gusts are possible around Irish sea coasts of Wales and southwestern England. Once again, those wind gusts really battering to some part of the country, but also in the far north as well. It does get pretty windy in the far north also. That storm's still going on into the early hours of Wednesday. It's only through Wednesday itself that the wind gusts gradually start to ease down and lower off. So yeah, it's going to be a wild time of it, and we do have severe weather warnings in force. So no warnings for today, but look at this. If we go through this from UK Met, of course, UK Met are the only people that can give severe weather warnings and advise you about your safety. No other sort of forecasting agency is qualified, or indeed is insured to advise you about your safety. We certainly don't do that at GavsWeatherVids. We tell everybody, if they are worried about their safety, to go to the UK Met Office. UK Met Office will always be the place for severe weather warnings and to advise you about your safety in severe weather. But this is how the warnings are looking for tomorrow. So we've got warnings for rain and the wind. Let's just have a quick look at the rain warning first of all. So the rain warning is like for northwestern parts of England down to North Wales. So that's valid from midnight tonight to midnight or about 6 o'clock in the morning Wednesday, saying heavy rain during Tuesday and early Wednesday is expected to result in some flooding and disruption to travel. So it's going to be very wet in the north, also to southwest parts of Scotland, and also for Northern Ireland. Then we also have this wind warning. We also have a wind warning that covers virtually the whole of England and Wales. Hardly surprising, given we're going to be having widespread gusts up to 50-60 miles per hour. And they're saying with this storm, Francis will bring very strong winds leading to disruption to travel and power supplies, along with potential damage to trees. Trees in full leaf, of course, as we saw on Friday when the leaves are in full leaf. Then when it becomes very windy, it does bring those trees and branches down a lot more. Kind of. So yeah, we're going to have to wait and see how this plays out. It's going to be a nasty day coming up tomorrow with a lot of rain and a lot of wind. Stay safe, everyone. Right, central temperature is continuing to lower. The CT is continuing to come down. Central temperature is currently standing at 18.8, which is an anomaly of just over 3 degrees above average. That's provisional to yesterday, 23rd. It's provisional to the 23rd of August. So, yeah, we're looking at a hot CT still there. That's well above average. But it's coming down all the time, and we've still got a week to go for this month. This last week of August is looking pretty cool. So it's looking increasingly unlikely, but we're going to get 18 Celsius CT August. I think this is probably going to go under 18 degrees, to be honest. So I would anticipate, I think we're projecting global warming on the weather outforum is projecting 17.8 as like the landing zone for the CT. So yes, that's how we're expecting the CT to end up. The reason is that we're going onto the cool side of the jet stream by the look of it. So we've got lower pressure in the North Atlantic. These are 500 millibar height-only flow charts, Penn State University, by the way, with the ECWF on the top and the GFS on the bottom. So yeah, it looks like we're going on the cool side jet stream, pushing the jet stream south. We've got those troughs of low pressure coming in off the North Atlantic. That does look like quite a cool and unsettled pattern as we go into the closing days of August. The GFS is very similar. So again, the below average heights over to the east coast, above average heights pulled out to the middle of the Atlantic. Again, just about going on to the cool side of jet stream. So both models are indicating quite a cool end to August. That takes us to around the 2nd or the 3rd of September, I think. These were GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles the next couple of weeks. So red line is 30-year upper air temperature average for London. We're starting close to average at the moment. We're going to see those upper air temperatures falling away, though, as we go through the last week of August. It is gradually going to start cooling down, actually becoming very cool as we go into the bank holiday weekend. We could even be talking about cool enough for ground frost, can you believe, in the north over the bank holiday weekend. Into the first week of September, it looks like we're going to see the upper air temperatures then starting to lift up. The upper air temperatures start to lift up as we go into the first week of September. There are a few hot outliers. So we've got some of these on some members through the first week of September going up to between 15 and 20 degrees at 850 HPA. They're a minority, but there are a few of them doing it. So a significant minority is going very hot through the first week of September. But I think more reliably, we just say it's going to warm up really through the first week of September and leave it at that for now. It will get a bit warmer, I think, through the first week of September. Precipitation-wise, plenty of rainfall coming up. Got a deluge coming with Storm Francis. More heavy rain around Thursday to Friday. And then even inside of September, there could be some quite wet weather. Possibly a bit of a drying trend after that as temperatures begin to lift up. Temperature anomalies from the 24th of August to the 1st of September going to be rather below average. It's going to be slightly cooler than average, with the temperature anomaly from the 24th of August to the 1st of September. Precipitation anomalies drier than average to the far north of the UK. So to the far north Scotland, it's a bit drier than average. Elsewhere, the precipitation anomaly from 24th of August to 1st of September is rather on the wetter than average side. This is how the wind flow map is looking from Earth Null School today. So you can see we're between two areas of low pressure, really. So that's why I'm having a slightly quieter, slightly calmer day. So we've got one area of low pressure up here towards Norway, the Norwegian Sea. And this, of course, is the developing Storm Francis. That is the developing area of low pressure that will be Storm Francis. So, yeah, quite quite a day today, but it's all going to start kicking off overnight and into tomorrow. This is how the UK Met is looking for Thursday. So on Thursday, again, we'll be between two areas of low pressure, like midnight 30. That's the low that's going to be Storm Francis. Got another low waiting in the wings under a slight little transient ridge there. And as we go through to Friday, we're going to bring in another area of low pressure. So Thursday to Friday, particularly for England and Wales, there could be a bit of a deluge looming there. And that low pressure then clears over to the eastern side of the country over the bank holiday weekend. A ridge forms out in the west. Winds go into the north to northeast. It will go much cooler over the weekend with the wind turning into the north and northeast, and it will be quite showery as well. So especially early on in the weekend, as this ridge moves in over the country later in the bank holiday weekend, it will probably dry out. But the first half of the bank holiday weekend looks quite showery and really cool with winds in from the north to northeast. That's why I don't think we're going to be able to achieve an 18 Celsius CET August, despite the very, very hot opening week of the month. This is how the GFS 6Z is looking. So again, low pressure is out to our west at 6 o'clock in the morning. On Thursday, that low pressure is over top of the country. On Friday, particularly England and Wales, being a lot of heavy rain there. The low pressure clears away to the east as we go into the weekend. Winds turn into the north and northeast. It will be cool and showery over the weekend. Cool and showery north to northeast winds. And then the ridge just begins to meandering from off the Atlantic as we go further on into the bank holiday weekend. It will dry out, but it's going to be pretty cool under that ridge with some notably chilly nights. Could be talking about ground frost up in the north. Into early September, moving up towards day 10, heights begin to rise down to our south. It starts to turn a little bit drier and warmer there, but it's still quite unsettled. A little bit on the cool and showery side up in the north. And then high pressure properly takes over, though, later on through the first week of September. So this is very extended range stuff. This is like, it's between days 10 and 15, but it is turning high pressure dominated on this GFS run, which brings in a lot of dry and potentially very warm weather too. That's how we look as we get to the end of this GFS run, with again high pressure in control sitting over the country. Should be mostly dry, and you would have thought pretty warm as well. The GEM is looking like this. So again, low pressure coming in of the Atlantic through Thursday to Friday. Of course, we've got Storm Francis tomorrow as well. So it's a very unsettled week coming up. By the time we get through to the weekend, that low pressure is sitting to our south and east. High pressure out to the northwest. Winds are in from a north to northeasterly direction. It's going to be cool, and for some of these areas, it is going to be pretty wet too. Heading up towards day 10, this GM run keeps things quite unsettled, although it does start to try and settle down a little bit down in the south. It starts to turn a little bit drier and warmer down in the south, but it still looks pretty cool and unsettled up in the north. That's how the ECM is looking. So again, low pressure is coming in off the Atlantic from Thursday through Friday. That brings heavy rain to much of England and Wales. That low pressure gets out of the way as we go into the weekend, and winds turn into the north to northeast. So it's going to be cool, and there will be lots of showers across the northern and eastern half of the country as well. Later on in the weekend, the ridge builds in, starts to settle down, but under that ridge, it will be quite cold, most notably so at night. And then into day 10, again, low pressure continues heading from off the Atlantic. We've got high pressure up to our northeast as well. So it's trying to build up a Scandinavian high there by day 10. Trying to turn a little bit drier and warmer. But up to day 10, 3rd of September, this ECM run is still quite unsettled, really. This is the precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from Tometeo.com. So, big deluge coming tonight. Look at all this heavy rain and gale force winds sweeping in from the Atlantic tonight and into tomorrow. A little bit quieter then around middle part of the week before more rain comes in from off the Atlantic towards the end of the week. It turns very wet once again. Also quite windy with that, actually, particularly so on the eastern and southeastern side of the country. Then into bank holiday weekend, the worse weather begins to ease, so it starts to dry out over the bank holiday weekend, turns drier, will be quite cold though under the ridge. And then moving up towards day 10, low pressure begins to come back in from off the Atlantic. That brings further showers, if not some longer spells of rain as well. And temperature probably start to lift up though by the time you get through to day 10. Rain still out in the west by day 10, the 3rd of September. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10 via the Icelandic Met Office. This gets us to the 3rd of September. Have 12 members of the ECM ensembles with low pressure out to our west. High pressure is through the country and going northwards. So you would expect quite a bit of dry weather to be in with that one. 10 with a ridge of high pressure right over top of the country and going up to Scandinavia. Again, probably quite dry and pretty warm. 9 with low pressure coming in off the Atlantic, high pressure up towards Greenland. That looks a rather more unsettled option, I think. That could be a little bit more unsettled. Another 9 with low pressure to the north of Scotland. Winds are in from the west with that one. That looks more unsettled, high pressure to ourselves. 6 with high pressure sort of just over to southeast country. That's going to be a very warm option. And then 5 with high pressure to our north, low pressure to the south. That could be wettish for England and Wales, and may even be a little bit thundery, who knows. There's a lot of options on the table there, but I think very gradually the ECM ensembles are beginning to move, probably in line with what the GFS is doing, are beginning to move to something a little bit drier and warmer, setting up through the first week of September. In 2 weeks' time, these eruptions that we got for the 8th of September have 13 members of the ECM ensembles with high pressure pulling out into the middle of the Atlantic and over to our east. There's probably some sort of shallow trough coming through here with a little bit of a dip in the jet stream. So it might be a bit showery, but should be a reasonable amount of dry weather there. 10 with high pressure over and just west of the country. That's going to be a mainly dry and quite warm option. Another 10 with high pressure to our northeast. That's Scandinavian high option. Winds in from the east. There might be a shallow trough through here. 9 with low pressure over Scandinavia. High pressure out towards southern Greenland. Winds are probably aligned north and southeast with that one. 6 with high pressure, with low pressure I should say. Low pressure over top of the country. Very unsettled. And then 3 with a heat wave. High pressure to the east. Low pressure to the west. They'll be sucking up hot southerly winds. So it's all to be revealed really. You know, this September is proving very challenging. It's early September, proving very challenging to pin down. I think probably model output has shifted more towards the warmer, drier side of things, really, through the most recent model runs, but it's still uncertain, I think. So we say early September is still very, very uncertain at the moment. Finally, CFS V2. So these are 500 millibar heights broken down to week periods. The first week period takes from 24 to 30th of August. The coming week looks unsettled with below average heights, low pressure over the UK and Northern Europe. The jet stream is pushed southwards as well, cool and unsettled in the week ahead. Week 2 is the 31st of August, 6th of September. Low pressure out to the northwest, high pressure to the west, southwest. Winds are in from the west. That's going to be quite an unsettled option in the second week. Week 3 is the 7th to the 13th of September. Heights are rising both to the south and to the east. Lower pressures out to the northwest. Jet streams moving northwards as well. That's probably trying to turn us drier and warmer in the third week. And then week 4, which is the 14th to the 20th of September, high pressure very close to the country, low pressure towards Iceland. Going to be quite a bit of dry weather in with that and pretty warm as well, you would have thought. So September proving to be pretty challenging to work out what's happening. So I think the immediate term focus is obviously going to be on Storm Francis and this unsettled first week of September. That's going to be like the immediate concern. And then we'll be looking to try and work out exactly what is going on through the first week of September. I think probably start off quite unsettled, but we may begin to shift something a bit drier and warmer as we get further on into the first week of September. But that is all to be revealed. Right, we shall be back later on with the USA update. Bank holiday update going to be coming up tomorrow now. That will be coming up tomorrow. And batten down the hatches. It's going to be a wild time of it with Storm Francis. So stay safe, everyone. And we'll see you later on for the USA update, or we'll see you tomorrow when we'll be looking at Bank Holiday weekend. We'll do a 10 to 14 day update. And we'll probably have the ECM. We're going to definitely, by the way, have the ECM 30 day look ahead. So that will be all be coming up tomorrow. That's all for now, and thanks for watching.